Hello, hello, hello. We're connecting to stereo and we're live. Hey, so welcome to my stereo show. And my guest today is very special. We share 50% of the same DNA and he is a completely fresh dad. It's Martyn.
Hey, I'm a
How are you doing?
brother and a
You're my
father.
brother. What else are you?
I think those are the two main things. Oh, son.
A son. You're a son as well. And you're a nice person.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say. You're
Yeah.
you're a decent chap, also.
A decent chap. That sounds so British. A decent chap. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And also, congratulations on creating a human.
Whoop whoop. Thank you. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but it's as everybody says, the most amazing, life-changing thing that has ever happened to me. And
Really?
gosh, I felt an emotion creeping up then.
Oh my gosh, the emotion came in. So
Yeah.
new parents aren't lying. You actually do feel like this is the best thing ever, better than Christmas, better than getting an Xbox for the first time.
Better than all of those things, times three, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's just magical, and little Freya is absolutely amazing. I'm just astounded at how clever and funny she is, even though she's like very, very, very small.
Oh, you're making me emotional now. I'm getting my uncle
Yeah.
instincts. I must protect
Yeah.
and also make you the Mario Kart whiz.
The uncle hormone. I think there's science about that.
I think there might be. So I'm guessing your Instagram was slightly delayed because otherwise you'd be talking to me on the floor of a hospital right now.
Indeed, yeah. We wanted to be present in the moment, as it
Yeah.
was one of the larger moments in our lives.
Just one of them.
Yeah, it's not necessarily been in real time. So here I am, having had a little bit of sleep last night, not on the hospital floor, and excited to be chatting to you on this stereo and on the YouTube.
Yeah, no. So the first thing that I think a lot of the audience is probably wondering is, are you going to let me hold the baby? Do you trust me? Because people don't trust me to hold a cup of coffee, so a baby is slightly more important.
It's a high risk scenario, and there will be risk assessments done. But I believe in you, Phil. I don't think you're going to mess it up. I don't think you're going to mess it up.
That was the Big Brother vibe sticking it. So the good thing about stereo is people can send in little messages. And Mark, you've already had 3. You're popular. I think that's the fastest we've had messages. All right, let's have a listen.
That.
Martyn, please blink twice if you need some sleep. Please. Please.
But he needs to blink 17 times.
I blinked a load of times, and then I kept my eyes closed for a little while. So I'm not sure if that was a blink or a sleep. But
hey, Mark, you could just go to sleep, and then that'll be fine. I'll just chat to everyone. You can have a nice rest. There are live streams on the internet where people just sleep and everyone watches. It's not even a dodgy thing. It's just for relaxation.
That's why I don't go on the internet, because of things like that.
Yeah, let's hear who else is saying hello.
Phil, if you had gotten to name Martyn's baby, what would you have named her?
Ooh, I think I'd have gone with Philippa after me, you know? Pass on the Phil legacy. We're going down in the baby chart names.
Nice. That's very altruistic of you, Phil. I'm impressed.
No, I really love the name. Was there any other names that were considered, or is Freya just the one that you always wanted to have?
Well, I quite liked Gaia, which is Mother Earth, and
yes.
I really like that. But Cornelia doesn't have an affiliation with that mythology and legends. So we sort of looked for similar names in the Swedish mythology, and Freya is related to fertility and some other cool stuff. So that's where we landed on.
Okay. I take it back. Freya is better than Philippa. You can have it. It's fine. So
hey, but big shout out to all the Philippas out there. You rule.
Yeah, Philippas are listening. You are also great. and share my name. So I was wondering what you think I'll be good at in the uncle duties and what you think I'll be bad at.
I think you will be good at holding the baby because we've already established how important that's going to be. No, I think the main thing you're going to be good at is just general like fun times because you're the bringer of the board games, you're the bringer of the quizzes. You've got your own game, like I think like definitely forms of entertainment that come in boxes. That will be your number one best thing.
I'm happy with that because I really have to force people to play board games. So to start off early, that's perfect. Get them in, and then they've got to play it with me all the time. Another thing is, you're operating on like zero sleep. The thing about Martyn is he can operate on half an hour sleep and be okay because you also are a DJ sometimes, and you end up sleeping in a van. So
yes.
I'm like, you're gonna get a hotel or maybe a bed and breakfast. He's like, no, I'm just gonna sleep in my van, get up at 4 a.m, drive home, start work. So I think you'll be all right.
I'm just gonna sleep on Darren's bathroom floor. That's one of the places I've slept. No, actually, I think the fact that I've DJ'd and that I've toured with you guys, I think that's been great preparation because I think most people, their alarm goes off at 3 o'clock in the morning to do something, and that is a very, very crazy, unusual situation. But when you're touring and when you're DJing, those sorts of things happen all the time, or staying up all night, that happens all the time. So I definitely feel prepped for the sleep deprivation. Although I kind of feel a little bit like I'm having an out-of-body experience right now. So
you are.
The truth is in the pudding.
You're hallucinating this whole thing. Wasn't there one time where you literally slept on a balcony in Ibiza without any kind of covering? You just like got a plant pot and held it over yourself.
It was only for 2 weeks because then one of the other people moved out, so I took their bed. Yes, that is 100% true, and some of the best times of my life. It was a magical experience.
That's great. I mean, more people should sleep on balconies. I bet the mosquito bites were great. Just add into the fun. So for a lot of people on YouTube, you're witnessing Martyn for the first time. And the weird thing is 50% of people that meet us go, oh, wow, you look so much alike. You look so much alike. But then other people are like, what, you're brothers? That doesn't make any sense. One of you is obviously the milkman's. What do you think is a similar... I'm trying to work it out. Do you think it's our eyes? No. Nose? Maybe nose and mouth zone.
I really can't pin it down to a particular feature, but for some reason, as a whole, I do feel like we look like brothers. Yeah. I think we smile in a similar way.
Yeah, I think that might be something. Dan also said we have similar mannerisms sometimes and we don't realize it.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I don't know what that means.
For those listening on stereo, we just mimicked each other's mannerisms for comedic effect.
You're better at doing this stereo than I am. You're telling everyone what they're listening to. Oh, we've got another message on. Let's have a listen.
Would your uncle instincts be called unk stinks? Never mind, I hate it.
I love it. But unk stinks. Let's add it to the Cambridge Dictionary now. And we've got one more message. Let's have a listen.
Phil always
I can't believe
smells...
you wouldn't name the child Susan, or at least Susan 2. Come on, Phil.
Susan or Susan 2. I've named so many things Susan in my lifetime. I don't want to inflict the Susan name on Martyn's child because I think it'd be like Susan 73, and that's going to take a lot of explaining at school, wouldn't it?
You don't want to have the same name as Phil's cheese grater in his house, essentially.
No, that's true. So we were talking about how we look similar, but also the crazy thing is we're so different as people, aren't we?
Yes.
Like if you've got to choose a personality trait like sporty, that'll be Martyn. I am the opposite, so I think there'll always be an opposite. Like Martyn's super extroverted as well. Like if there's a party, Martyn's got to be the last person at the party, chatting to everyone. Like, can you believe that we're so different?
Yeah, I can, but I think there are some contradictions with you, Phil, which I find interesting because you are an introvert, and that is a fact. Yet in this scenario, you are ever the professional, and you are, giving off extrovert vibes. So you're very hard to pigeonhole. You're very hard to pigeonhole.
Get me out of that pigeonhole. I think no, I think it's because I'm talking to my brother, so I'm not stressed. If you were a stranger that I'd never spoken to before, or like I was in a room and there was 100 people, I think that's when I'd close down. But you'd be like, yeah, more the merrier. Invite your friends.
That's where I'm thriving the most in that scenario. But yeah, I think the sport thing, there are two key factors. I think I was gifted with some more hand-eye coordination. I think we can safely say that's the case.
You got all of it.
And balance. And I think those two combined give me a definite sporting advantage. I agree with that.
For sure. If there was ever like a school sports day, because we went to the same school, I'd come back and I'd be like, Mom, I got the consolation prize, which is the thing they give to everyone. And Martyn would have like 9 first place gold medals pinned to his body.
Yeah, but that's kind of because I lied about my age and I was actually a year older than everybody else at school.
Oh, that's why. So something else that some people might not know is me and you and Dan, we also have our own baby called IRL merch.
Woohoo! We do indeed.
Which is a thing where we make merch and merchandise. It's been the home of Amazing Phil Shop, Dan Howell's shop, and a lot of other YouTubers as well. And I think people are wondering, like, how did this start? How did it happen?
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but do you recall that you and I were always going to have a business together? And can you remember the name of it?
No. What is this? What was it going to be called?
It was going to be called Retzel Computers.
Oh yeah,
and we were going to own a computer game shop in Waterfoot.
I'd completely forgotten that. Retzel, that is Leicester backwards. If you haven't done the word games. So what was your job before IRL? Where were you in life?
I used to work for the NHS, and for the longest period, I worked for building the new hospitals in Manchester. So the women's and children's hospitals, fantastic big development. And there was a wonderful team there. And I was working as a buyer. So it was a lot of like contacting people, making deals and that sort of thing. I was in charge of buying all of the fridges for the hospital. That was my key task.
Fridge extraordinaire.
And then I did a similar job when I moved to London, which was also great until we had a chat about how your merch was going. And I started thinking, I'm kind of striking deals and I'm kind of like doing stuff on the computer. Maybe we could work together in some capacity. And that's how it began, I think.
Yeah, and whenever we've said like, we work together as well, some people will be like, you shouldn't mix business and family. That's a dangerous ball game. But it's been a joy to work with you, Mark. I think we've made some amazing things. And now there's like a whole team. There's an office. There's office dogs. It's like a whole thing. So it's so exciting.
Yeah, we've got a shout out to Ryan, Kelly, Sarah, holding it down. And then all of the lovely designers and everyone that we work with. No, it's fantastic. And we've got a lovely space in London, and we've not been going in as much COS 2020, but I popped in there today and watered the plants, so it's all good.
The plants are
actually
thriving.
I should note, because that might be illegal, the reason I was there is because I had to register the birth of Freya. That's why I was in town. I also went and watered the plants. Please don't send me to COVID prison.
No, it's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to water a plant. So we've got 2 more messages, and then we're going to jump into the first conversation of the day, even though we're having a conversation. It's just how it works. So the first stereo message comes from
Phil. I just got my winter glow candle and it smells amazing. You outdid yourself.
the Albanian rose. That is a delicious smelling candle. I do kind of want to eat it. So thank you. I'm glad it smells good. And the next one.
Martyn, why is the moon round?
Martyn, why is the moon round?
I mean, there are so many dimensions to answer that question. There's the physics of the moon. There's whether round is a sphere or whether round is a circle. I mean, I'm going to have to do some research and come back to you on that one.
I love how much on the spot you just put my brother. That was amazing. I was not expecting why is the moon round of all the questions. So today, as I'm talking to my brother, we're going to do funny sibling stories. So Martyn, get your thinking hat on because I'm just going to put it into the topic of the show. Anyone that is listening, if you've got a sibling, has anything weird, funny, strange happened to you? Have they betrayed you in any way, in a funny way? Let us know. If you don't have a sibling, you can do a cousin or something like that. It's fine, whatever. So funny, how do you spell sibling? My brain's not working. Sibling stories. And is it comedy or news or sports? Let's do comedy. The topic has been set. All right. Well, obviously, because we've spent a lot of our lives together, there's a lot of funny sibling stories for us together. Can I go first? Because I just thought of an amazing one.
Yes.
Okay. So I had a friend called Anya, and like my best friend when I was a kid. And one time we were bored and thought it'd be fun if we both jumped on Martyn, who's 4 years older than me. So we were like, I don't know, 9, 10? I don't know. We were about 8 or something. Martyn was about 13, 14. Anyway, we thought it'd be a fun idea to jump on Martyn and tie him up like we'd captured some kind of bear in the woods or something. So Martyn was just minding his own business upstairs. Anya jumped on him. I jumped on him. We got some dressing gown cords and tied him to a radiator. Do you remember this?
I do. I'm currently working through it with my therapist.
So we were all thinking it was really funny. And I think we got some more things. We got some string. We wanted to make sure he couldn't escape. The only problem with this plan is we didn't really think about how it would end up, which was Martyn got quite angry that he'd been tied to the radiator, and he was like, okay guys, this was funny, but you've got to untie me now. You've got to untie me. The radiator wasn't on, by the way, so he wasn't like burning on it or anything. But he got so angry, we got too scared to either untie him or tell the parents. So we just left him there for about half an hour, and I could just hear the rage of Martyn shouting, untie me now. Do you remember how that ended up? I think you tore yourself out from the radiator, and then you were like climbing down the stairs, still with your legs tied to each other, like being super angry.
Yeah, I was. It was before mobile phones, so I couldn't Google how to get tied to a radiator with dressing gown cords. So yeah, I think I just had to tap into some inner strength and burst out of the tethering, basically. Yeah. And I don't think that ended up in any hospitalizations.
No, it was okay. You did forgive us in the end, so that was fine. Yeah. Sorry. I officially apologize though for traumatizing you.
Well, as the elder brother, I probably scored more trauma points. Yeah.
Did that make you think of anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's semi-related, but can you remember this thing about silent fights? You know what a silent fight?
Yeah. Remember? Because we used to fight. We like every sibling fights, but we used to fight quite a lot. Not real proper fights, just like play fighting. But we didn't want to get in trouble from the parents, did we?
Correct.
So we do it. We would try and fight, but not make any sound at all. Do you remember how I would ultimately destroy you in a fight, though?
Yeah, there was my kryptonite was basically Phil would rub his hands on the carpet, okay, and I can't stand that. I really can't abide that. Neither the feeling nor the sight. It just it just takes away all of my fighting energy, right? So yeah, that's when that was Phil's tap out move, basically.
It was.
But I would like to add, these fights were very much inspired by World Wrestling Federation, which was huge at the time of our childhood. So they were good spirited fights that would often get a little out of hand, but it was never there was never any serious beating going on.
No, it was all fun and wrestling. But yeah, if you're confused by Martyn and the carpet, it basically makes him cringe more than anything. If you rub your hand on carpet, it's like it's so funny.
But can you remember your kryptonite?
Yeah, Martyn. So this is super weird. But then Martyn, if he would rub like a house key on his forehead, I would cringe. So I thought he was gonna like hurt his head with it, but then I was like, no, don't do it. Even though like you can rub a key on your head and it's fine. This has gone strange.
It came about in such an innocent way because I had an itch on my forehead, and my thoughts were fingernails probably gonna itch that scratch, but you know what would really get to it? A house key. And so it began as a very pragmatic solution to a problem, but little did I know, what would happen.
It just looked too dangerous for me. I couldn't handle it. Right, we've got a sibling story on stereo. Who's here?
I don't know if it's that funny, but my brother used to like chase me with a knife. That's it. That's the whole story. Yeah, I survived.
Again, I'm reminded of what have you got? A knife! No! That sounds like some kind of horror film, so hopefully you're not too traumatized. I'm sure it was all in fun and games, though. Like the wrestling.
Are they related to PJ? Because he just got a load of knives for his birthday, right?
Maybe that was PJ's secret account. So keep them coming in. I want to know more funny sibling stories from you guys. I've got another one for you, Mark, which is on Christmas. One Christmas, I think we were chatting in the kitchen on Christmas Eve, and we were both saying to each other, we've got each other great Christmas presents this Christmas. It's great. We're going to give you the best Christmas present. And then Martyn was like, yeah, but I'm so happy with yours, Phil. You'll never guess what it is. And I said, out of nowhere, I think I'd been like browsing the internet or something. I said, it's not a Pac-Man ghost light, is it? Because I've just like seen an advert for it. And Martyn like went completely pale and went, yeah, why? And I was like, oh no, I ruined my own Christmas present. I was joking because that's the thing I'd want the most.
That happened. It was one of the twists in the Matrix. It was incredibly
so weird.
Random. It was incredibly random, but it didn't ruin Christmas in any way. It didn't ruin Christmas at all.
No. That was sarcasm if you weren't picking up on it. Yeah, I can't believe I did that. So from now on, I'm super paranoid. If I've got anyone a gift, I just don't even look at them in the eye in case I ruin it or if they've given me one. It's crazy.
And the thing is as well, we're very poor at lying within our family, aren't we? So there is no way we could have styled out that situation.
No.
I don't know what it is, but I think we always sort of just like there's just a little creeping smile laugh that comes in. So anytime a little lie is forming, it's written all over our faces. So,
it is. Yeah, Leicester's can't lie. That's the thing. We've got another couple from you guys. Okay, sibling story.
Me and my sister both did biology at A level. She's 2 years younger than me. So I kind of helped her with her studies. And when you learn about cell division, you learn obviously about mitosis. And it's our inside joke of whenever you like stub your toe or hit your toe on something, we always say mitosis. So that's our little thing that still carries on even till now.
I like that. And I also like that you injure your toes enough for that to be an in-joke. That sounds very much like me. Do you remember mitosis, Martyn?
Oh, I thought that might come up, and I was literally going deep into the back of my brain when I was sitting on the edge of my seat, looking out of the window at anything other than the biology blackboard.
Let's hear another one. I won't test you on biology.
This is really odd, but my sister and I do this thing where we have this creepy little doll, and it has a picture of Timothée Chalamet taped to its face. And we hide it in each other's rooms, and whoever finds it and hides it in the best place wins. It's like Elf on the Shelf, but like for disturbed children.
Timothée Chalamet on a doll. I mean, you can put something creepier on a doll. He's got quite a nice face, but I think it'd still make you jump, wouldn't it? If you walked in the room and there was a creepy doll in the middle of the bed or something. Do you remember, Mark, that when I had the Buffy the Vampire Slayer cutout and I would hide that in the house?
Yeah, I remember that popping up in various random places just when you least expect it.
I remember one time I terrified you so much you thought like it was the end. Like you thought there was someone in your room. So what I did is I hid the Buffy the Vampire Slayer behind Martyn's door.
You did.
Yeah.
I went to roundhouse kicker and then I realised that I can't roundhouse kick. Ended up in a pool on the floor.
Do you have any other sibling stories before we move the topic on?
Sibling stories. Well, can you give me a hint? Because we had a little chat about some, and I can't remember which one.
Remember when with the horror films? That was it.
Yeah. Okay. So right, here's the deal. Here's the deal. So Phil loves to watch a horror film with us as a family, and I hate horror films. I'm genuinely terrified about them. I can't sleep, and I would say there's just 100% fright, 0% enjoyment whenever a horror film is on the television. So what Phil likes to do is describe horror films as thrillers, because I like a thriller. You know,
they're thrilling.
I like a thriller. I just don't like a horror, because thrills are good. Horror's bad. Horror's very bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Phil's little trick. He tempts me in on the premise that it's a thriller. He tried it with a film called Saw, and I had happened to see billboards about Saw, so I knew that was not a thriller. That was a horror.
Okay. I apologize. There was one time I got the whole family round when we were on holiday in Florida, and it was when Insidious had just come out. And I didn't think it was that bad from memory, but then I absolutely traumatized my entire family, including Martyn and my mum, who were too scared to go to bed after it because it was just too much. Actually, on the second watch, Insidious is scarier than you think.
I genuinely have no memory of that film.
Because you were so scared.
I have repressed it in the deepest parts of my subconscious.
Wow. Well, okay. Before we say anything else we might regret, we're going to move on to our next game, or our first game. We haven't played a game yet. We're going to do Festive Would You Rather. Woo! What was that? Was that the noise of a reindeer?
It was my attempt at some special effects.
I see
that you haven't got them linked into the app yet, Phil.
Woo!
Come on.
We can do it in the YouTube video. You're going to get effects. So I would like some festive would you rather stories.
Wait. Just before we do that, can you put a pug on my hand?
Okay, there's a pug on Martyn's hand now. There we go.
Love it.
Enjoy that.
I'm on the internet.
Thanks for the editing work. Festive would you rather? Let's set the topic. Okay, so submit your festive would you rather. Something about Christmas, something about whatever you celebrate, something about snow, something wintry. We've got one that's just come in, unless this is a sibling fail. Let me just see.
My cat has something to say.
I think this person's been eaten by a cat.
Jamie tried to show
the
cat. My cat has something to say. Okay, that was a good interlude into me thinking of would you rather. Okay, right. Would you rather, Martyn, wear a Santa suit for 6 months of the year, or legally change your name to Santa?
I would wear the Santa suit 6 months of the year. I mean, imagine all the joy you're spreading. Who doesn't love Santa?
You'd get a bit warm in the summer, though, if you're trying to walk around. It's like kind of a warm suit.
That's your introvert talking, Phil. A true extrovert would know the joy that Santa could bring.
That's true. I think it's a very extrovert choice. I would change my name to Santa because I don't think your name actually comes up that much. Amazing Santa would be a good YouTube channel. And
That's
could
because
say
you don't
it's-
go outside. I go outside all the time. I'm like,
And people-
hi, person in a shop, what's your name? They're like, Paul. And I'll have to be like, my name's Santa. Forever. Thanks to this moment.
Okay, true. I could say my name's like Santiago or something, and I'm just shortening it. Something cooler than Phil.
Now you're changing the rules to suit you, Phil.
All right, fine. I've chosen my choice. Just call me Santa. Okay, we've got a would you rather from the audience.
When my brother and I were kids, we were fighting over something that's so dumb I forgot what. And so, what happened was he threw the TV remote at me. I dodged out the way, and it broke. So Mom came in like, what's going on? And my brother said it was my fault the remote broke because I didn't let him hit me with it.
That was a whole adventure. It wasn't a would you rather, but I'm glad that we got to hear it.
And I think that was coming live from the North Pole.
It was. I could hear a bit of snow in the background. It was very dramatic. I think you should read audiobooks, whoever you are. Let's see what the next one is.
Would you rather be forced to eat nothing but sprouts for lunch or have to wait until after the Queen's speech to open your presents?
Oof. That's a reference to our dad, who's our grandma made him wait until after the Queen's speech to open presents. I do love a good present. I'm always awake early, aren't I, Mart? It's the only time I'll wake up.
That is true. I mean, without fail, you are standing at the end of my bed, dangling a stocking, jingling bells. At 6 o'clock in the morning. And this isn't just on Christmas Day. This is every day of Advent.
It is. I wouldn't want to eat sprouts every day, so I think I'm going to just have to wait for that Queen to speak.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. Yeah, full agreement. I love my Christmas.
Do you have a would you rather for me, Mark?
Yeah. Would you rather drive the sleigh or be a reindeer for the rest of your life?
The rest of my life? Well, Martyn, would you trust me to drive a sleigh?
No. Even with all the magic powers that the North Pole. The North Hole.
The North Hole. That's a different place.
This is the sleep deprivation. Words become non-words. Right. Yes. No. I do not trust that. You do not have a good reputation in that realm.
I don't. So I guess I'm a reindeer then. I'd be a reindeer. Be quite peaceful. Chew on some grass. Light up my nose if I get bored. What about you? I'm guessing you drive the sleigh.
Oh, all day. I'm already in the Santa outfit, so I might as well drive the sleigh.
This is just a Christmas movie now. You are the new Santa, and that's the hijinks that await you.
I'm going to call Will Ferrell and
sort it out.
Tell him to stop being an actor so I can be an actor in Christmas films.
That's very convincing. Okay, I've got another one from the audience.
Would you rather eat an actual log, like wood, or throw a perfectly good Yule log into a fire?
Oh, well, I'm traumatized because I went to a friend's house and they made me burn a Yule log with a face on it. So I'm still recovering from that. Though I feel like eating actual bark might kill you. What do you reckon, Mark?
Yeah, don't eat the bark. As much as it's painful to waste food, you just can't go eating random bark. So some bark in the Amazon that can really change things in your brain.
Yeah. You sounded like one of those things they put on, at school to warn you about dangerous objects. Yeah, don't eat the bark. That was like, I felt that energy from you in that moment, Martyn.
Well, this is back from when I worked at the health service. I actually created a poster saying don't eat the bark and stuck it on trees around Manchester.
You heard it here first. Okay, I want to do one. Okay, would you rather have a full back tattoo of all of the reindeers or scream loudly for 1 second whenever you hear the word Christmas?
Oh no!
Oh no! I've destroyed him.
Scream! I want to scream.
You want to scream?
Christmas screaming. Yeah.
Oh my
all
goodness.
day.
Yeah. I mean, it would add to the excitement, only just a little bit of fear.
Oh man, that tickled me. That really
did. Oh, that's funny. I'd go for the back tattoo because I'm always looking for an excuse to get one. So I feel like that'd be a good one to start with. And I like Christmas, and it's a constant reminder of that fact.
Ideal. It's the ideal first tattoo.
It is, for sure. Let's get another would you rather from the audience.
Would you rather eat an entire Christmas tree, decorations and all, or never celebrate Christmas again?
Oh, I couldn't not celebrate Christmas again. I mean, it's got to be the decoration. You can get chocolate decorations, though. So that's what's important. I'd eat a chocolate decoration. I'm gonna get a loophole on that one. What about you, Mark?
Pole.
Oh, a loophole. Okay, let's do one more.
Would you rather have to dress up as Santa for 7 months of the year? See what I did there? Didn't bother doing 6 because I'm different.
Nice.
Or would you rather explain the truth behind Santa Claus to a small child?
That is dark. I mean, Martyn, you are now the parent of a small child. I know what my answer is. I don't know what the truth about Santa is. What are you talking about?
I would tell the truth about Santa Claus to a child. Santa Claus lives on the North Pole. He's got elves. He makes all the toys, jumps down your chimney, delivers your presents. The truth about Santa. Boom. Not hard at all.
That is completely easy. So thank you for those would you rathers. I mean, you can discuss them over the festive season with your family. I think they're very good talking points for the dinner table if there's an awkward silence. We're going to move on now to a topic that you're probably expecting because we do it every time. It is fill in the blanks. Mark, I'm the
special effects.
Stop making me do special effects. I'll change it. So I want you to submit one word that we can talk about, like a topic, and we're going to chat about it. So if you do that, I'll think of the first one. Fill in the blanks. I've done it. Right. So our first topic is going to be fears. That's not very festive, is it? I don't know. I was thinking festive, fears.
Christmas fears.
Christmas fear. Are you still scared of dogs?
Less so. I've met a couple of nice ones, and they've smoothed things over. Yeah,
it's great. I mean, I was hoping to have a dog one day, so you need not to be scared of it.
I shall not be scared of it. I'm a little bit funny about it. You know, I might not want it to lick my mouth. But I'll pet it.
Is normal
I'll pet
when
it gently on the head.
That's because Martyn was bitten on the bum by a dog in Portugal.
That is correct. I was bitten by a bum. I was bitten by a dog on the bum, and I was also bitten on the hand by my grandparents' dog. Yeah, that happened. That ended up in a hospital visit.
It did. Well, I think you were being like, "Come on, time to wake up," and like just trying to wake the dog up by pulling its tongue or something. Because you're about 5, weren't you?
Yeah, I was like 5 years old, and I'd never had any responsibilities before. That was my first major task in the family, and I blew it. I'm sad about it. But you know, I've got stitches. A daily reminder.
It wasn't an angry dog. I think the dog was just like asleep and was thinking, I'm being attacked, because it was waking up from a dream. So it's your fault, Mark. No sympathy here. We've got another topic. Oh, my fear. Everyone knows horses in the dark. You don't want a horse to be in your room when it's in the dark. Next one comes from
tinsel.
Tinsel. Thoughts on tinsel? Have you got tinsel on your tree, Mark? I've got tinsel on my tree.
We have no tinsel on our tree. It's a Scandinavian tree, and I don't think they tinsel. Do you want to see it?
Yeah. I mean,
I think I can do that.
Okay, do it.
No, I'm just doing it.
It's happening. Do it. I'll describe it.
There we go. There's our tree.
Oh, that's better than mine. It's like a winter wonderland. It's a white tree with gold baubles. If you're listening on stereo, then you've got it in your mind now. If you're watching on YouTube, you just saw it with your eyes.
There's a paucity of tinsel. That's the only thing.
Did you just say paucity?
Yeah, I think that's a word.
Is that a word? You
Yeah.
don't know with the big words. Okay.
There's a modicum of bauble and a paucity of tinsel.
What's the collective term for tinsel?
Tinsai.
Tinsai. Okay, I've got another topic.
Let's talk about fashion. Yay.
Fashion. I'd say you're more fashionable than me.
Are you referring to the caller or me?
You.
Is that always how this works?
Yeah, we talk about what they submit. So they've said fashion, and now we have to talk about what they've said.
Okay. That's why I've been leaving these awkward pauses.
Oh.
Right, I see.
I should have explained it.
It's to kind of get us talking. Right, I get it.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think you're very fashionable. I think you wear clothes very well. You're a very stylish young man. Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Did you watch my new video where I tried on outfits yet?
I did.
And what was your favourite? What do you think is my new style?
The one with swans on.
Swans?
The swan shirt. I like swans.
You mean the one with the clouds? The cloud shirt?
Clouds. Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Clouds. Loved that. Yeah.
You totally didn't watch it.
Yeah, let's not ask any more questions about that video.
All right, let's get another topic.
What's your favourite Christmas songs?
Ooh, Christmas song.
I'll go first.
Go on.
Khruangbin have made a Christmas song, and they're an amazing band, and you should listen to them. And that's my favourite Christmas song. Khruangbin's Christmas song.
My favourite is very boring, but it's Mariah, because as soon as you hear it, it's like she's infused your blood with tinsel, and there's no going back. It's just like, Christmas is here. I've heard Mariah. I'm ready for the big day.
I don't know if I know how that one goes. How's it go?
What? I don't want to love for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I can't sing it too well because then they'll remove it from YouTube. So I've got to sing it so badly it doesn't get picked up from the.
Oh, I see. Crikey.
Yeah. I normally I'd be blasting it out like Mariah with all the right notes, but yeah, you get Phil's impression of it today. Okay. You should hear me in the shower. Okay, I'm going to think of one more topic. DJ. So you are a DJ, and you made your own music. It's on your YouTube channel, isn't it?
I don't have a YouTube channel, but it's on the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I made a tune, and I also made a video for it in lockdown, where I put on. I was like feeling a bit blue because you can't go outside, and then I put on a costume that took me into another world, and I learned a lot about green screen and editing, and shout outs to Tina who helped me make the video, so yeah, I'm on YouTube. Will there be a link under a description? I don't know.
There'll be a link down there. You can go watch Martyn's video. It's a fun one. It takes you out of the lockdown vibe.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah,
thank you.
Well, I think I should let you get back to your baby. I think this has been a wondrous chat.
I've had a magical time. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you to all the listeners on the radio. Thank you for all your calls and questions. We literally wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
No, we wouldn't. It really did help. And also, this is the last stereo before the festive fiesta, whatever anyone is doing. So whatever you're doing, I know it's going to be a weird kind of Christmas this year, but I hope it's nice for you and you have a cozy time.
Special effect.
Okay. Also, for anyone on stereo, I'm going to be popping into some hashtags. We're going to do festive fails and also amazing fails. So if you're in either of those hashtags, I'll come and give you a shout out. But apart from that, any last words, Mark, before I send you off into the distance?
Will this video be on the internet forever?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you all have really nice lives.
Oh, that's so touching. That message will be there forever. Okay, thanks, Mark.
Bye.
Bye.